Okay, what's up, traders? Happy Wednesday. Again, another profitable day in the books. It's been a pretty good month so far, I must say. See Bitcoin continuing to rise over here. A little trade on Bitcoin now, but down on this account right now, just trying to figure out the sizing and everything like that on Bitcoin and stuff like that. Trying to play the challenge, be quite aggressive on it. I mainly trade indexes, so Nasdaq, ES, and YM, but obviously trying to try different things like gold and Bitcoin to show you guys this account as well. But this is my main accounts, another profitable day in the book. So this month has actually been pretty solid. I've been actually away from the trading desk the most of February, in fact. So I spoke yesterday about sizing down and how we, when you aren't maybe able to give the full focus that you can, being able to just trade different sizing at when it's needed. So January was great, and then February this month I've actually been green every single day, $500 almost every single day this week. Let's get like this. Yeah, we are live at the moment. Just make sure that everything is live. Should be. Okay, should be working. Just got a call on the hour, so started the stream as soon as possible. It should be working right now. You guys should be able to see me. But perfect. Make sure you guys, as I said, join the competition on GoChamp. It is over here, the website. I'll put it in the link in the chat. Good to see you guys on. What's up? So make sure to go join it out. Join the competition, try it out. But I've been trying to play a little bit of some Bitcoin trades on this, as I said, trying to just push on these on this account and be quite aggressive on it personally. But yeah, as I said, another green day in the books, and I think something that's quite interesting just to have a look at from this year. I spoke to you yesterday that I was going to look at day and time. So what trade? When am I actually making my money? And we can actually see most of my money is coming all in the New York session. My best hour is actually coming. Let's have a look here. Best hour 4:30 p.m. South African time. So that is just after the market open. Okay, so just after market open is actually when I am making my most money. My worst trading time is late at night. So to start the year, later on in the trading days, not always favorable, but I'm making money throughout the New York session. It has been pretty green to start the year. But I think, what's interesting to look over here is I actually am not trading too much before the New York market open. I know some traders like to trade Asia and stuff like that. That just doesn't really work for me. So let's speak a little bit about my trade here today on YM. So YM is the Dow, okay? And let me speak a little bit about this. But before we do, let's see if we can get anyone in the chat with any questions or anything like that. Let me know. And we can go from there. Perfect. Looks like it's working, coming through. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me speak a little bit about some technical analysis on YM. So as I said, YM is the Dow US 30, if you want to look at it like that. But basically, we had moved higher all of pre-market, right? So all of pre-market, we had moved higher. And price started to trade back inside previous week's highs and lows. Okay, so previous week's highs was up here, and previous week's lows is down here. So we started to get above those levels, also started to get above that weekly VWAP. So you guys know I love using the opening range and VWAP as well. But we got above this weekly VWAP overnight in pre-market. Also, we closed above it. Yesterday's closing price was above it. So stocks and indexes were starting to show, good strength yesterday. But what I really, really liked was the Nasdaq and ES charts were trading really, really strong into the open. We can see ES over here just, really, really strong and trading outside of that daily VWAP, same as the Nasdaq. And I just felt that YM gave me a little bit of better pullback into that lows there, the daily VWAP creating another high low for potential structure point back to the high side. And that's where I found my entry here today. Okay. So I found my entry here by a pullback below opening range low. And then I got back over there with a clear stop loss placement underneath those lows. And then I didn't really want to hold all the way to the highs. Market to a little bit more tricky today in terms of ES and NQ were a little bit more tricky inside of that range. Look how we actually stayed inside this range for quite some time. In fact, we actually stayed inside it for literally since coming back into it. We literally stayed inside of it for a good hour and a half. So that's where I found that nice position. But I think you could also find some longs here somewhere on the ES and NQ charts as well. NQ is lagging a little bit. We did get a nice pop on the open and then just has been quite quiet since then. So we'll see if we can find any trades as we head into the next session. But I think the daily chart is starting to bottom out here quite nicely as well on the NASDAQ. We found some very, very strong support here at 25, 25K, 24 and a half over the last bit. And looks like we are doing that again. So that was my trade today on YM. Any questions or thoughts in the chat right now? It's going to be interesting to see what we do get. I want to still trade this challenge account or this competition account heading into the rest of the session. So we'll see what we do get. We'll see what gold is doing as well. Can have a look at gold. Gold is starting to move higher. Let's go to a higher time frame here on their platform, but on this asset. But yes, gold and Bitcoin starting to rise now too. We can see. Let's go to like a 15-minute time frame as well, so we can really see Bitcoin finding a lot of momentum here to the high side. The Nasdaq, as I said, just really at the highs there, didn't work. That's what put me down on the competition right now. But just trying to be more aggressive on this account for sure. Should be going through to my Twitter account. I know Twitter has actually stopped making the live streams as posts, so I'll have to go in and actually make it a post. Let's go like this. Go to post. There you go. I am live right now. Let's go like that. Make sure it is live on my Twitter. It looks like they are making them as posts again. That's brilliant. Okay, cool. So that's been my day so far. As I said, another green day in the books. And I think let's actually have a look also at some symbols, what I actually am trading best. Now you can get all of the education and everything like that all on GoChamp itself. I think it is great for new traders too. So yeah, let's make sure to go check that out. I'll put the link as well in the chat. Let's go like this. Okay, there we go. Let's go like that. You guys can go check the courses in there. Actually, for finishing them, you do get coins that you can actually use to enter the competition as well. Let's go like that. There we go. Okay, cool. So definitely like learning the foundation, everything. Obviously for me, that's been trading 9 years. That comes from experience, but I think when you do understand the different, risk management, how to manage risk, what your drawdown limits are, and this competition helps a lot understand that as well. So let's see what we are getting. A NASDAQ still climbing. So the NASDAQ still climbing, same as gold, and let's try along here on gold. I mean, yeah, gold is starting to break out of this level. Let's see if we can get some movement to the high side, yeah, on it. But that was my nice little trade on my main accounts, not on that competition account with GoChamp, but on my main accounts, my PropFirm accounts, my personal account, on that move to the high side on YM. Now let's have a look at my best performing assets. Interestingly enough, my best performing assets, this is year to date, right? My best performing asset is the NASDAQ. Second best is actually the DAX. And then we got the Dow. And then a little bit of NVIDIA and Tesla as well. I'm actually down on ES. And then ignore Bitcoin. I actually placed those trades over the weekend just to get some days counted as trading days. But then I had to take one trade on the Nikkei that didn't work out. But yeah, NASDAQ is clearly my best performing asset, followed by the DAX and the Dow. And I think you need to know what your base stats on. You can actually look at it when you do trade on this competition account. You can actually look at your calendar, okay, your dashboard, and you can actually have a look at see what your best assets are, right? Win rate and everything like that. Perfect. Cool. How's everyone going? Give me some thoughts in the chat here right now. So I just think, interestingly enough, YM is actually coming off of this opening range high, and looks like we are kind of forming a little bit of divergence here between the RSI and price action at the moment. So I would not be looking particularly for long at the minute. And as I said, I think Nasdaq and ES have kind of, they've been moving higher, but very, you'd have to scalp for a couple of points here if you are looking for longs. Let the guys know the Twitter Twitter post there's a stream again. I've post streams again. Cool. So I just think that again, like buying the Nasdaq up here would be a little bit of a tougher bar. You would want to maybe get in at the lower price. Obviously, we did flip and rally quite aggressively, like literally, off the open, we rallied almost 200 points. So that was obviously quite aggressive. And now, stocks are all pointing up. I think on a day like today, where stocks are all pointing green, obviously a great day to be long. If we also look at my Ageful screener, everything is pointing green on the watch list too, right? So when things are pointing green like this, and you have Confluence, the Mag 7 being bullish and everything like that, that is days where you do want to attack. And I'm glad that I managed to get those longs on YM. Even after that pullback, it still made me confident that we could see a long position being taken on YM. And I just felt it was a better asset to trade because of the pullback. And I was getting in at a better price than what I would be doing if I was trying to buy ES or NQ, right? Cool. Any thoughts or anything like that at the moment? So I'm up on this gold trade right now. See what also Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin is just making new highs, just continue to make new highs. Same as the Nasdaq, really, too. So, today is not a day that you really want to fade momentum by any chance. But again, like for me, it's been a great month so far. I can actually also look at my best days. Let's go to my best days as well. So let's go to day and time, so we can actually look at days. My best day has actually been a Wednesday, excuse me, and my least performing day has been a Tuesday in terms of my actual trading as well. So, yeah, I'm down on Tuesdays, and that's it. The other days, yeah, Wednesdays be my best day. So there you go. We'll take that. As I said, it's been lowest size this month compared to January, just because I've been on the road traveling. But again, green every single day and just taking it, taking it in my stride. I didn't even place a trade last week just because I was off of the desk, right? Any thoughts or comments in the chat? I do post my P&L, quite openly and honestly all the time, so on Twitter itself. Share the highs and lows throughout my 9 years of trading. If you haven't done so already, make sure to go check out GoChamp, the free competition. I did put the link in the chat, right? Especially for new traders that are wanting to get into the markets with little downside. Any questions in the chat? Any questions in the chat right now? Yeah, feel free to ask. But as I said, I think a big thing for me this month has been just knowing when to size down and when to kind of cut positions. Especially this market recently has been pretty difficult. Cool. So let's see how that, the gold trade that I'm trying to take right now, it is a kind of a breakout. So we'll have to see, probably give it a little bit of time, maybe till market close. Let's have a look down there. Other stocks across the board. Robinhood up 5%. Palantir up 5% as well. Geez, Robinhood's been taking a little bit of a tanking off at the moment. We're down almost 100% of all-time highs. DAX starting to lift up as well. Yeah, so the DAX, you can see all my stats as well. I was trading the DAX quite often there too on those accounts. So again, like I think the gold trade here is kind of a breakout trade. We'd have to see if we can get anything. I would like it back towards these highs, ideally back at 5,264. So that would be like 30 points higher. So we'd have to see if that does want to move there. So, sometimes later on in the session, we can see, particularly, obviously, I mainly trade the indexes, but it can slow up a little bit, right? So ES and NQ still making their way high. NQ is actually up 1.5% today. That doesn't surprise me. Look at all the Mag 7 stocks here, all up on my list, all green on the board. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to be fading this type of momentum for sure. Any thoughts in the chat? Any thoughts or questions in the chat? Let me know. But again, I think ES at this level here, it's just a bit too high for me to be looking to buy. It's just a bit too hard for me to be looking to buy personally. And that's why I'm not really looking to buy at this level. I just feel that it's a bit extended at the moment. So what I mean by that is you want to be kind of buying, right, on pullbacks, like over here. So we want to be buying anywhere around there, similar to what I did on YM today. I think if you are buying at the highs, it can sometimes pull back on you, and that's not obviously ideal, right? See how that gold trade is actually playing out at the moment. Yeah, we're still sitting. Again, like it is kind of like a breakout trade. You'd have to kind of go like, you'd have to, again, I'd want to be in a little bit earlier, but I'm trying to be aggressive on this GoChamp account for sure. Right, we are kind of extending there. Wow, DAX, my alert only went off of the DAX today. I've got that. That's pretty interesting. Markets have been a little bit of a grind today. Like I must say, like, it hasn't really been super aggressive moves, I must say. Silver up 3%, back up to $90. Let's have a look at that. Very, very interesting chart. So again, you can also look at this at like on the daily chart. You don't want to be buying up here. You'd rather wait for a pullback and look to get in there, right? Silver been a very, very interesting trade recently. Bitcoin back up to 68K. Can actually also look at some articles too and everything like that. I think there was actually a very interesting topic that I actually was looking at today too. Blog post, article type vibe. Okay, just speaking about what I think for most of us, even for me at times, sometimes can be this issue. But I think it was a really interesting read. I can bring it up here on stream as well. It's got a blog. It's from Jared Tendler. I really enjoy his type of work. And I really do enjoy his commentary on things and stuff like that. This is futures, right? You get access to more advanced tools like volume profile. There we go. Yep, you get volume profile and everything like that. But you can also speak about the boom and bust. Yeah, I use VWAP. There we go. So all the Go charting is South African. Hey, you guys can tell from my accent and my flag behind me. CFD or Forex. So this is futures trading, Go charting. The competition is on the futures platform, right? It's a futures trading assets. Cool. So boom and bust. I think this is, go check this article out. It's on Jared Tendler's website. But basically, I think a lot of traders, they find themselves where they have like 4 good days, like winning days in a row, and then their one losing day will cancel all of their wins. And I think that for me was quite a tough one in my early trading. Like I'd have four good trading days and 1 bad trading day in the week, and my 1 bad trading day would wipe out all of my gains. And that can be quite demoralizing as a trader. And I think if you put in things like risk management and stop loss placements and daily loss limits, it really, really does help. And that's what actually on the Go Charting Learning Center here actually does help you with. Let's go back. Does help you with that type of stuff. But for me, I think having the loss limits in place and everything like that is really, really important. So as I said, I'm trying to buy gold here at the moment. I wonder if you can actually have a dip at silver. This is a competition account, so I'm just trying to be more aggressive on it for sure. Let's have a look at the tradable assets. I mean, you got the NASDAQ there, you got oil. Can I have a look at oil? Oil is actually trading at can actually get that up there, like the CL. Oil is actually trading at the lows here at the moment. So could probably have a dip at these longs as well. Oil with gold moving high, oil being at these lows and very struggling to come down. Could probably have a dip at those longs too. Yeah, but I still think my trade on YM was really, really nice. Waiting for that pullback and then getting long was pretty textbook. Let's have a dip at these oil longs as well, like this. So these are just macros trading. I think the maximum, yeah, you see you can't trade more than 2. There you go. Yeah, on this account so far. This is NASDAQ. So at the moment I'm long gold and gold and oil, but you can trade a wide variety of these things on these competitions with GoChamp, right? So go check them out. I'll let you know if I get it back in on any of my funded or personal accounts as well. But right now, just being more aggressive on that account for sure. Most of my trading, as I said, is done like within the first 2 hours. I might find some nice entries later on in the day, but that's if the stuff are more in play and there's some things to have a look at. Let's also go over the earnings. We do have NVIDIA earnings. If you are trading futures, particularly stock index futures, you have to have a look at when earnings are happening. We do have NVIDIA earnings after the close today, and this will obviously impact the NASDAQ, Dow, and S&P quite heavily, particularly the NASDAQ and the S&P, because it is a tech stock, right? Some guys that I trade with getting in some of these longs on the indexes. Pretty big stop on them. Is one of the guys over here. Getting in long, quite a big stop, opening range, and then getting out at the highs. Cool. Any other thoughts or questions in the chat right now, guys? Got a little bit more people on than usual. I'm going to be trading at the same live at the same time every single day. 12 Eastern time. I'll be running over my trade, speaking on psychology type of stuff, and then also showing you this GoChamp competition account that I'm, trying to run up. But again, I think the main thing is just, coming on, learning from me, and then also checking GoChamp out as well, as I said. So again, to go over some of my reports, also we can go to the overview section too. And also make sure you follow my socials, right? My socials, I can put them over here in the chat too, but make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that as well to make sure you get alerts for when we do go live. Okay, so something interesting over here, my average winning day is $1,300 and my average losing day is $1,100. Now I spoke earlier about what some traders have a problem with, and this was also me earlier on in my career, was I'd have 4 winning days of $1,000 and then I have 1 losing day of $5,000 and I'll be net down $1,000 at the end of the week, but I've actually won 4 out of the 5 days, and that can be very, very frustrating at times. So I think a lot of traders actually trade very, very well, but if you can cut your losing days, if you can stop the bad losing days, I think it gives you a great chance to be able to make money long term, personally, just from my own experience. Let's see. Okay, we're down on those right now. So yeah, I think that's pretty good though. 1,300 and my average losing day is 1,100, right? And my largest profitable day was 4,940. My largest losing day, 4,171. And this is year to date, right, guys? This is year to date. So also make sure to go check out these the free courses with GoChamp as well. I'll put the link over there too. Okay, in the chat for you guys. I'm live every single day on my socials, on my Twitter, YouTube, so make sure to follow me there. As well as GoCharts YouTube as well, right? So have a look at, why I'm still inside the range. It's interesting how that 15-minute high can sometimes be a form of resistance. Another interesting fact why I did like the longs on YM. If you look at the 15-minute here, we clearly did break previous day's highs. And I've told you from streams earlier this week, 4 levels that I look at: previous day's highs and lows, pre-market highs and lows. So make sure to check those out. See how we take out the previous day's highs, we pull back into it, and then we get the continuation play, right? So please make sure to keep those in mind as well. We also now are trading above that 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, and then again above the weekly VWAP. And then also we are now trading back above the 5-day simple moving average. Oops, let's go like that. Let's just remove the drawings. Okay, look how we are now moving above that 5-day moving average, simple moving average as well. That black line, this black line coming across my screen over there. So you guys know I love using opening range with VWAPs, and then coupled it with a little bit of data points too, okay? See what Bitcoin is doing again, Amat. Yeah, Bitcoin just soaring now. Wow. From 65, 65 and a half back up now. Gold also looks like we want to move higher. I'm trying to look for YM here, but there will be, I think that, as I said, this thing, Go Champs competition is still in beta phase. So, yeah. Any questions, thoughts in the chat right now, guys? Any thoughts or questions in the chat right now? Let these trades do their thing. For code for now, we're going to count after the beta phase. We'll have to reattempt. So you can enter the competition right now over here. You actually can enter the competition right now. So it's free, right? So you can enter now, and then also after the beta phase is over too. Okay, so you can enter right now. Cool. So why I'm starting to pick up a little momentum. I don't know. I haven't been able to find why I'm on this competition account personally. Yeah, I can't find at the moment. There is NQ and ES. GC. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to look. But I am trying to buy oil off of these lows as well, guys. So that is, yeah, just trying to be aggressive on this account. You guys know that I mainly trade NASDAQ, yes, YM, DAX, so indexes and individual stock names as well. Interesting. Google's actually just turned red. Yeah, the first Mag 7 to actually be red on the day. We don't look too, yeah, I mean, we're still stuck inside the range. That's what I'm talking about. Like even Tesla and them, you know, it had a massive pump up on the open, and now we've literally just traded sideways. We've traded inside this opening range. Look at Tesla inside the opening range high, inside the opening range low. We haven't even broken outside of it. Nvidia's taken the highs. That's what's probably putting the indexes higher. But, you know, besides that first 15, 20 minutes, there hasn't really been much follow through. See, I also know Nvidia starting to come off of these highs as well, back down like that. So I think the main thing again, like you got to have a, you know, kind of like a trading plan. What is your trading plan? What does that entail? You know, when will you buy or sell? What criteria do you have? You know, before you just come in and randomly look to just place random trades, right? That's you know, it's a massive one. You can't just be coming in and buying and selling at random times, right? So as I said, I'm trying those longs on oil off the bottom here. You got to be obviously aggressive on these type of accounts. But I'm saying from a perspective of when you are looking for your trades, you got to know what your best trades look like. What do they look like? Why are you taking something long or short, and then you can go from there. So Nasdaq really sitting sideways. Let's go put that a 5-minute time frame as well. Nasdaq is really just sitting sideways at the moment. Any questions, thoughts in the chat right now? Any questions on my trading? Yeah, thoughts, questions. Let's have a look here. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, like sometimes later on in the afternoon, I have also seen like later on in the afternoon after we get like a pump and now we can't really make new highs. We can sometimes see sell-offs, particularly when some of these stocks start trading low in the afternoon, right? And I think like if you are trading stock futures, you need to keep your eye on that. Cool. So Nasdaq, why I'm actually picking up a little bit of strength of here. Take new high of day right now. Let's get that like this. Let's just object tree. Let's go like this, like that. So those are my longs on it, but yeah, we are actually pumping now for new half day. So we actually can see also the different indexes and what they actually are doing. Like Google turning red now. So I'm new half day. That should pull ES and NQ higher, but you never know. So look here. Yeah, oil's still chilling around these lows, sitting at these lows as well. You can go out. This is a 50-minute time frame, but we can go out to like an hourly too. See, we have found kind of some support here quite often. There we go. Still finding a little bit of support there on the hourly. Cool. So as I said, you can go register for GoChamp, this competition live on the website. You can check out the leaderboard and everything. Let's see what the leaderboard's actually doing. Jeez, these guys are absolutely crushing it. Wow. can actually look here at the leaderboard too. So I'm 41st right now. These guys are just, yeah, they're absolutely milking it. $4,000 this week. Yeah, well, hopefully oil turns around for me at these lows here. Cool. So, geez, well, I'm for a new half day. So maybe a little bit of rotation right now from the tech stocks into YM industrials. So literally from my entry, that would actually be up quite a significant amount, like almost 200 points. See, what Bitcoin should be soaring right now. Yeah, Bitcoin should be absolutely soaring at the moment. Just because obviously, but as I said, Bitcoin normally moves. One of the guys on here yesterday was saying Bitcoin moves with ES. Let's try along here on one of the indexes too. As I said, I got to try and play to get this account going, right? So we're starting to make new highs on YM. Yes, and that should follow suit. DAX as well, moving higher. Let's go to a 15-minute chart there. I like looking at the 15. But yeah, as I said, it's been a good month for me so far. So just trying to just continue keeping it slow and steady and taking one day at a time. So we got 2 more days until we finish trading this for this month. Yeah, because Monday would be the 2nd of March, right? So we got 2 more days left of trading this month, and then March will be the last month of the quarter. So you got to always look at your trading, see what you're doing well, what you're doing badly, and how can you always improve on that. Take it one day at a time, but always being willing to learn from your mistakes. You're not going to be perfect all the time, and when you do learn from your mistakes, you get better as a trader. Look at what are your stats telling you? Where you going right, where you going wrong, and how can you improve? It's as simple as that, right? I think like most sports, trading is a sport, in my opinion. You got to perform. You got to execute. You can have great technical analysis, but you actually got to execute, right? You actually got to execute. That's why I see it as a sport. You can have great technical analysis, great setups, but if you don't execute on that, well, you are going to just be in a tricky hole. Cool. So we're getting some lift off here as well on ES. Let's see what let's trade. Yeah, let's trade. Gold's the one that's actually slowing down a little bit, but I'm gonna see if I can hold that until market close. Let's go back to a 50-minute time frame over here on the account here. So it is breaking out of that level. I would like to see it move higher, but again, it is a competition account, so I'm trying to be more aggressive on it. Cool. DAX would be interesting. DAX has actually been holding up pretty nicely. DAX, yeah, DAX just 1% of all-time highs. So, DAX has actually held up pretty nicely. We did have a little bit of a slight pullback. DAX had a pullback of all-time highs. So DAX, you can also trade as a futures contract on the Eurex market. DAX had a 5% retracement of all-time highs. Give it about another 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. Then we'll be live again, 12 p.m. Eastern time with Go Charts, Go Champ, right? Every single day. Going over my trades from the day, showing you the competition account. Right. I think something that's also good to do at the start of every single day is have a game plan. You can see I'm always planning and prepping every single day. Markets are rallying overnight. Things look very bullish right now, but come into open with a clear mind and trade one good trade at a time. And I just put my levels on ES. I feel like ES puts the markets in good perspective. I saw we were breaking out of some of my levels, and that put me into thinking we could definitely move, longer here overnight into the open, and that's what we get. Not trying to flip bias and trade, without a game plan and process. Then I hit the YM longs, as you can see, which I've spoken about. We've got a nice little pullback on them, okay, before creating another high low and into those longs. I could have probably got back into this trade. I even said, yeah, I could have got in again here on the pullback to VWAPs, but on a tougher, slower day, I'm happy with my execution. And it's just about stacking those base hits. Not trying to get all of the move. You'll never catch all of the move, but just stacking one base hit at a time. One base hit at a time, right? That's all you need. One good trade at a time, one good discipline day at a time will keep you in the game. Any thoughts or questions in the chat right now, guys? Let me know. But yeah, that was my one trade today. And then I'm just trying to be aggressive on this competition account, right? Show you guys how to use it, how it works, and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens on these. Might just hold these till market close. But yeah, get my lesson of the day, review done, and then yeah, as I said, just one good trade at a time, one good day at a time. No need to overcomplicate anything. You can see the Nasdaq. This Nasdaq's just been super slow at this area. Where would the next swing point on the Nasdaq be? We've been trading at that 25,100 level quite often. I think the next point would be 25,500. And then if you are looking for longer term stuff, maybe back up to these highs over here, which you created end of Jan, would back up there. That would be at 26,400, another 1,000 points higher. So we definitely are starting to break out right now after being in some chop here for quite some time. So I think for buyers for the rest of the day, rest of the week, I definitely think longs could definitely set in. We starting to clear levels now. Stocks are picking up. But I think a big one will be that NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. As I said, that NVIDIA earnings tomorrow will be a very, very big one. Sorry, tonight. Yeah, tonight. For me, it will be, I'll only look at it tomorrow. But yes, tonight, South African time. But then NVIDIA earnings will be a massive one for sure. Cool. Any last thoughts in the chat here? We'll get the next couple of minutes we'll wrap up. But I think yeah, I've been making a lot of my money in the first hour, and then it's kind of just been dying off at the moment. But as I said, I think for this challenge account, this competition account with GoChamp, I'm just trying to be more aggressive on it for sure. But in terms of my other accounts, funded accounts, personal accounts, cash accounts, yeah, it's been smaller risk this month. As I said, I've had to adjust compared to January, where I did 18K. I'm up 3.7K this month, and just taking it one good trade at a time, essentially. One good day at a time, one good trade at a time. No need to be overly aggressive. And learning from what I'm doing well as well. What am I doing well? What am I doing poorly? And attacking that. Let's go drop down back to a 5-minute time frame. It's just angling high here at the moment on the Nasdaq. We really haven't moved much since after that pop at the open. I mean, we've been trading in the 60, 70 point range. I mean, you could probably find one long off the bottom here. But yeah, let's have a look at NVIDIA up 2%. VIX is also down, so VIX did jump quite a bit. Something interesting with the volatility index, when the VIX sparks, normally indexes and stocks come lower. Obviously, stocks come lower, indexes will come lower as well. But I like to trade when the VIX is above 19, personally. I find more VIX also brings in more volatility, right? Volatility index, more volatility. Stocks not typically come down when the VIX is higher. But yeah, we can see obviously in April last year where, Trump and the tariffs, that sparked all the way up to 36. I mean, it's a 45% increase, 45% increase from where we're sitting at right now. That's where you do have to manage risk. You got to trade smaller size, maybe wider stops. So that Nasdaq flipped like literally 9% in one day. So Bitcoin getting back up to 70K. Okay. So again, it's been a solid month for me so far. And I think just stacking another green day here has been pretty good for me. Make sure to follow all my social medias accounts. I'll put the link again in the chat. Follow GoCharts YouTube. I'll be trading here on their competition account every day at 12 Eastern time, and then also going over my trades, my thoughts on markets, giving a bias direction maybe for where I want to trade for the rest of the day. So make sure to follow my socials, and I'll put the competition account over there too in the chat. Okay, as well. And you guys can go check it out. So yeah. Again, just before you leave, we do have NVIDIA earnings tonight after the close. Any last thoughts, questions in the chat? Anyone that's been watching for my trading for some time, let me know. Cool. So we let those play out. Index is grinding higher. Obviously, quite crazy. Actually, all of the Mag 7 was bullish today in the first hour. First hour being bullish on the Mag 7 typically does set up longs for the rest of the day. You don't really want to be fading that, that's for sure, unless some news comes out. So news the rest of the week, we do have unemployment claims tomorrow for the USD. We also do have core PPR on Friday. So this is all South African time. 3:30 p.m. South African time is 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you got that on your horizon, on your list. And then we'll check you guys on here tomorrow and Friday with GoChamp and going over my trades that I've taken for the day, trying to be aggressive on this challenge account. And then make sure to check my social medias out. Sign up to that GoChamp competition, particularly for the new traders that want to dip their feet in. And we'll see you guys on tomorrow. Any last questions, any last thoughts, we'll go there. But I think it's been a good week so far. Spoken about a little bit of psychology stuff. We've gone over my stats, what times I'm trading well, and how you guys could potentially, look at using VWAP and the opening range similar to me. Okay, so yeah. See how these. So it's that gold that's pulling back a little bit. Would like it to. I still like the longs and gold. Obviously, it's just it's a little bit slower right now for sure. Perfect, guys. Yeah, as I said, I appreciate your time. If there's anything that you would like to see more on stream, let me know. And we can take it from there. Yeah, sponsored by the CME Plus 500 Ninja Trader, top trader earns 5K every week. Positive traders get $500 fund account. It's great for new traders, 100%. With CME real-time data, you can check the rules out here as well. See what. But yeah, solid day so far. We'll see if we can catch anything else, but I think for now, markets are just dying off and being a little bit more slow. So I appreciate your guys' time, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow for the same time live stream. We'll see you guys all there. Perfect, guys. All Claude here. Have a great one. We'll see you all on same time tomorrow. Cheers, guys.